Is stimulus check number 4 actually going to happen? Or is it just a myth? Well, let's look through all the information that we have on stimulus check number 4 and build the case from there. But hey everybody, welcome and thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, as I am your one and only daily advocate right here on YouTube. Thank you so much for your support. Let's talk through this. So there are a lot of people out in the world right now, and even down in the comments section, saying one of two things. Yes, I absolutely believe stimulus check number 4 is going to happen. I am so excited and can't wait to get the money. On the other hand, we have other people coming out saying, no, there's not a chance. Stimulus check number 4 is not going to happen. Well, let's actually look through all the information that we have and build the case for either yes, there's a high probability of stimulus check number 4 happening, or no, it's probably not going to happen based on the information that we have. Let's talk through it. Well, as you know, because of course you've watched all of my other videos, we do know that there are actually 2 proposals on the table right now for stimulus check number 4. Let's quickly run through them, and then let's look through all of the other information that we have on stimulus check number 4. So, proposal number 1 offers a $2,000 stimulus check plus $1,000 recurring monthly payments thereafter for the next 12 months at a minimum. So that's proposal number 1. The second proposal that's on the table right now is a one-time $2,000 stimulus check plus $2,000 stimulus checks thereafter monthly going forward. These are the 2 proposals on the table right now. So if you look at it from that standpoint, it's looking pretty good for at least at a minimum a one-time $2,000 stimulus check, right? Well, let's look at all the other information that we have. At the same time, we also have multiple groups and people coming out calling on additional stimulus checks. For example, the Economic Security Project. I've actually talked about these people in a couple videos. They're coming out right now calling on a 4th and even 5th stimulus check. At the same time, we have a group of 150 economists in an open letter calling on additional stimulus checks. At the same time, we have multiple governors and mayors from all around the country coming out openly suggesting, hey, we need more stimulus checks. Yes. We also have multiple other groups, economists. We have multiple people within power coming out saying, hey, we need additional stimulus checks. Now, at the same time, these 2 proposals that I just mentioned, these are actually backed and being proposed by 74 lawmakers between the House and the Senate. So again, more people with authority, the people that are actually going to be voting on and determining if this is actually going to come into law or not, the people that we actually need to actually support this 4th stimulus check. So yes, they are the ones in support of this as well. Well, to build the case even further, not only that, as we know right now, the House, the Senate, and the presidency are all controlled by Democrats, okay? So all of this is coming together, building the case for stimulus check number 4, putting all the pieces of the puzzle together. At the same time, we do know there are so many people in support of a 4th stimulus check right now. Here's what we also did. So last year, let's just quickly run through this. Last year, how many months did we go back and forth talking about proposal after proposal after proposal for stimulus check number 2? Do you remember that? There were so many people coming out at that same time saying, stimulus check number 2, it's not happening. There's not a chance. Well, guess what? We got it. There were people coming out saying stimulus check number 3, not happening. We're not getting it. Guess what? We got it. It's all a done deal. Last summer, it felt like every other week we were talking about a new proposal with stimulus checks jacked up in it. Remember that? The HEALS Act, the HEROES Act, the Problem Solvers Caucus proposal. We had a few others come out there talking about stimulus checks. And then eventually the one for stimulus check number 2 was a completely separate proposal all by itself. Seriously, there are so many different things coming out. So what I want to say is, you got to continue to have the faith. Seriously, I know it's maybe for some people, it maybe looks like it's probably not going to happen. But seriously, it's looking really, really good at this point. So at the same time, we do know right now that Democrats in the House and the Senate are currently working their way through the two infrastructure packages that were recently unveiled. The first one being a few weeks ago. This one's strictly focused on infrastructure, or mostly focused on infrastructure. And the second one that was just released a few days ago, talking about social programs, the American Families Plan. These are the two infrastructure packages that are in Congress right now that they're talking about. Now, I'm going to have some more dedicated videos talking about these two because there's actually a few things going on right now, which kind of funny, not surprising, but they're basically doing exactly what we were anticipating leading up to the unveiling of the second infrastructure package. I mean, literally, they're doing exactly what we were calling on. It's kind of funny. I read through some of this stuff and it's like, oh, I mean, this is literally what I was saying days before they unveiled it. So anyway, I'm going to make some dedicated videos talking about that, but we want to focus on stimulus check number 4 in this video. Also, here's what I'm seeing from the evidence and the research that I've been doing on everything that I've been looking at right now. It is looking to me, from what I'm finding, is that Democrats, they want to combine these two infrastructure packages. So here are the couple options. They want to combine the infrastructure packages as one massive package, about $4.1 trillion, or they want to split them up into the two packages that they are. And either way, it sounds like they want to push these things through with budget reconciliation, basically doing the exact same thing they did with the stimulus package that we got in about mid-March, the $1.9 trillion package. My point is, if they use budget reconciliation, you better believe they're going to throw everything plus the kitchen sink into these packages and they're going to jam it through with budget reconciliation. Because, remember, why would they do that? Well, they do it because they only have a few different, they only have a few options to use budget reconciliation. It's not something that they can use on every single bill. They only have a couple more times they can use it this year. So if they're going to use it, if they're going to use their wild cards, you know, like playing cards, if they're going to pull out one of their wild cards and use it, they're going to use it to pass everything they can possibly ever want and think of with budget reconciliation. So if they do that, you better believe they're going to throw in some stimulus checks into that package before they pass it through with budget reconciliation. I mean, realistically, if they're passing a $4.1 trillion package, what's the difference if they throw in an extra $300 or $400 billion for stimulus checks? Seriously, at that point when we're talking about $4 trillion, $300 or $400 billion for stimulus checks is nothing. I mean, it's a drop in the bucket at that point, right? So, get what I'm saying? So, in my personal opinion, now again, I just want to make it very clear. These are all still proposals. Nothing is a bill. Nothing is passed. But I just want to let you know, in my personal opinion, with everything that I'm looking at, all of the evidence that I'm seeing, I think the probability for stimulus check number 4 is incredibly high. Like, very, very high. Like, stratospheric levels high. If you know how high that is, that's where you fly a plane, in the stratosphere. It's way up there. It's pretty high. But anyway, I think the probability is incredibly high for stimulus check number 4, simply because of all the reasons I just gave you. There's a ton of support for it right now. Democrats are in control. They love giving out stimulus checks, and they want to have all these social programs and help out people and do all this stuff. You know what I mean? So I think it's a very high likelihood. However, when do I think it's going to come? Again, please do not hold me to this, but I'm looking at more like September time. Honestly, I think stimulus check number 4 would probably be around like September. Does it mean it's going to happen in September? No, not necessarily, but I think we could probably be getting like the passing of stimulus check / something like that in September. However, between now and then, there's certainly going to be a ton of changes on stimulus check number 4, which I will keep you updated. You know, is the amount going to change? Is the recurring going to happen? Is the recurring going to be dropped? Is it going to be a big stimulus check? Is it going to be a little one? What's it going to be? We don't know all those details yet. That's why we need to continue watching it for everything. Either way, I will keep you updated. I hope this helps you out. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video and check out any of my over 1,000 videos right here on the channel. Thank you, everybody. You're awesome. I really appreciate you. And feel free to share this video with your friends, family, and social media. And I'll catch you in the next